Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, a tale of Rick and Roses. I am Rick, and I'm joined with my roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And as always, we would really appreciate it if you consider liking this video. We would super appreciate if you consider subscribing. It really helps with the channel. So please like and subscribe. And we're just gonna hype. We're gonna hype the email for now because we've been taking a hiatus from social media, but it's fine. We've been real busy time at work. We do have an email account, romantasyroundtable@gmail.com, that our good friend Jamie Dawes has reached out to us again.
Hi,
And
Jamie.
Jamie says, "Oi, governor." Uh, he doesn't say that.
That's
Hiya,
what British,
matey.
yeah, that's what British people say.
Good day, mate. Is that it? Is that the one?
Yep.
Fucking A. Another day, another. I'm not worried. I'm not reading in the accent. Should I read in the accent?
No.
Okay. Another day, another wonderful pod. Thanks for the accents. Oi, governor. Was very funny to me. I also didn't know that you did the cameras on YouTube. A lovely surprise. The subject was I moved to YouTube. Honestly, a bit shocked regarding Team Dorian versus Team Kale. I don't see the Kale hype. Thank you. By the way, he's not even a fridge.
He is a fridge.
Um,
More of a fridge than Dorian.
then he said, I'm so glad that I moved over to the YouTube channel. Rick is the most handsome person I've ever seen. He didn't say that.
He said
Um,
is the most handsome High
he would
Lord.
have he would have said that if he was reading gay hockey, which we're not. You're not allowed to talk about gay hockey, guys. Guys, everyone who's listening, they've talked about gay hockey for a week, and I can't deal with it. I just can't deal with it.
Only a week? Where have you been? It's been like 2 months.
Oh my god.
Okay, at the end of our episodes, we talk about what else we're reading, and so I will be talking about gay hockey. But I promise.
You're going to be on a strict time limit. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Also, we have a postscript. That's PS for those of you not in the know. Not for the podcast. Do you guys have a Goodreads, or is it just personal Goodreads, or is that not super popular in America? Speaking for all of America, I'm sorry, just in general for America.
Blanket statement.
Full statement. But we don't have a podcast Goodreads. That's actually an interesting idea. Maybe I should do that.
I don't know if that's possible.
Why not?
I don't know.
We can just.
I guess
We have-
okay, we can talk about it off the air.
Yeah.
We just have an account that just is the Romantasy.
Yeah.
We have personal ones. We can throw them somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll put it in the show notes or something on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
But there you
We
go.
also have Storygraph. If
We also have
anybody
Storygraph. Yeah.
uses Storygraph.
Yeah, Storygraph's pretty good.
Or if you use nothing consistently, that's okay too.
I like to update my books in a spreadsheet and on 2 apps and in a journal. Just in case.
Speaking of Nothung, that's a
What?
sword. Nothung. That's a sword that the King of Adarlan uses in the book that we're reading.
We are reading Crown of Midnight, the second book in the Throne of Glass series. We are here to talk about part 1 of the book, which is got a name, and I don't remember what the name is, and it's not what ChatGPT says the name is.
Gemini.
It's not what Gemini says the name is, but I'm going to look it up real quick. And that is chapters 1 through 29. How are we feeling about this book?
I fucking love this book. You know, like, I really do. Like, so I finished the whole book already. But, man, God, I really love this book. Stamp it. I don't know. I have nothing else to say. Like, I don't want to talk about it, but go ahead. Somebody else.
I said to Rick yesterday that when I had read this the first time around a little over a year ago, I think it felt really different to me at the time because I was reading it alone. And so I didn't really have anybody to like yap about with it. And in some ways, I feel like I am now on read 3 after Rick read this for the first time this summer and was just like, constantly being like, "Oh my god, this happened," and I think
wow,
blah,
Rick
blah, blah.
read something and was talking about it a lot.
But I'm really enjoying read 2, but vicariously read 3 now, and really love. Yeah, I appreciate y'all being able to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Part 1 is called The King's Champion. Part 2 is called The Queen's Arrow. So this episode covers part 1, The King's Champion, and then our next episode will cover part 2, The Queen's Arrow. And we begin in chapter 1 with Celaena Sardothien back in action, acting as the King's Champion. She breaks into the seaside manor of Lord
Farquaad.
Mural.
Oh.
Lord Nermal. During a violent storm slipping through the shadows with lethal precision, she finds the Lord and his wife sleeping soundly in their bed. With her sword drawn, she prepares to execute the king's brutal orders, proving the stakes of her new title are higher than ever. It's a tense opening that makes us wonder if our girl has fully embraced the dark side of her bargain. It is a very short chapter. We dive right into chapter 2. Where she's back in the glass castle. She tosses a severed head and a ring at the king, proving she's completed her mission. The king immediately hands her a new assignment. He wants her to dismantle a growing rebel movement in Rifthold before it threatens his mysterious plans. Her first target is none other than Archer Finn, a highly sought-after courtesan and an old crush from her days at the Assassin's Keep. Dorian looks a little green around the gills at the gore, while Chaol just stares like a brick wall.
Yeah, so in just to refresh us, in terms of our love triangle right now, Celaena had broken up with Dorian, and Kale is, he's coming off the bench like, put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Yeah,
You know,
basically.
so
But he's being very
yeah, stoic.
stoic. Yeah.
Apparently, according to Gemini, he is a brick wall instead of a refrigerator.
Brick is cold. Refrigerators are cold.
Kale.
Amanda, I'm curious because again, we're rereading this for the upteenth time now. What were your thoughts on these first couple of chapters, and did you feel like she was actually doing her assassin's duties?
I was surprised when she tossed the head, because I was like, I really don't think she's going to do what the king tells her to do. So I wasn't immediately like, oh, she's not killing these people, but I was like, I don't know, Tristan's been watching Dexter, and so I was like, does she like make sure that the people that she's being asked to kill like fit the code? And like then she'll kill them. But we find out in a couple chapters, we find out in the next chapter that she's been faking their deaths, and that she's been like giving them time to escape, basically. And I was like, really, I was glad to hear that, because I want her to keep having her like strong true north. So I appreciated that.
She was assassinating people. Okay.
I keep forgetting it's a romantasy. Like I keep forgetting I'm supposed to care about the guy.
That's fair.
She was assassinating people because she was an assassin, and it is an assassin's job to assassinate the people.
Several various hot dogs filled
I'm
the
sorry,
tray.
guys. We read another book. And it was something.
Terminated Dreams, Salty Tears, and Terminated Dreams.
We read another book, and
we might have a review on it. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Guys, we're not sure if we're going to talk about it. But right now we're talking about Celaena Sardothien. Chapter 3. Down in the castle sewers, Celaena tosses the fake head away, revealing she's been faking the deaths of all her targets and smuggling them to safety. I mean, like, sort of. She's telling them to fake she's giving them the opportunity to fake their deaths and escape. Kale intercepts her, clearly worried sick, and demands to debrief her while getting a little too close for comfort. They share a surprisingly tender hug before heading to her room, where Celaena stresses over how to fake Archer's highly public death. The treasonous lies are stacking up, and the tension between her and the captain is simmering. Yeah, it's like, I guess because Archer's like in Rifthold and he's like got kind of a famous face, this feels like a harder death to fake. Yeah. He's also like younger, and the other guys are older, they're further away, so like their bodies can decay on the way to Rifthold, but like this guy's in town and he's younger.
yeah, I think the visibility, and also it's somebody that she knows, and so like she knows the circles that he runs in also, and so like yeah, that does feel just sort of more, the stakes are higher to try to fake this and to do it well.
Chapter 4. After a terrifying nightmare about Cain and the Ritterak.
Yeah, Riderack. Yeah.
Celaena meets Nehemia. I'm gonna hold there. She has a nightmare about Cain, and in this nightmare, she says that Cain called her by her real name.
Mm.
Her true name, I think, is what she says. Anyway, I'm just pointing that
Lorelai.
out. Lorelai. No. Celaena meets Nehemia for a morning walk with her giant dog, Fleetfoot.
Yay, Fleetfoot.
I love Fleetfoot. Nehemia is devastated about the Elway rebels trapped in Calicula labor camp and desperately wants what?
Elwee.
Elwee rebels trapped in Calicula labor camp.
Mm-hmm.
And desperately wants to take action against the king. Celaena plays dumb about the king's plans and refuses to commit to the rebellion, terrified of risking her friends' lives if she steps out of line. It is a tense standoff between playing it safe and doing what's right. What were your thoughts on this argument when it happened?
Between her and Nehemia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, we always need like a fight between like the friends at some point to like break them apart for a little bit. Um, I liked how, and she does this throughout the entire series. Like Celaena, she kind of holds her ground regardless of what it is. Like, so even though she was fighting with Nehemia, she's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to give in. This is what I believe." So like, this is the like, even if like, in this part, her thing was, "I'm just going to stay in my lane and do my thing. I can't help anybody else." Right? She might have looked selfish, but that's just her just holding her own. And she is a strong character throughout the series because of like things like that.
Yeah. I felt like the function of this, and maybe like the function of Nehemia in general, is to like push Celaena towards a more like zoomed out, widespread view of what she's doing here, because she is doing something rebellious, right? She is refusing to follow the king's orders, but like you said, she's doing it for self-serving reasons. And Nehemia is really like, this is bigger than us. And I appreciate that in this moment, Celaena is like, I'm going to do me, but also like, it wouldn't be a series if she kept doing her. So we know that she needs to save the world. And so I appreciate both sides of this argument, and Nehemia trying to push her more towards like, no, this is bigger than you or me.
Yeah, I mean, it's more along the lines of, like, she's scared for reasons that you won't find out in this book. Um, why she's like so afraid to like break out of just her lane.
Totally. And I think she also thinks that Nehemia, because Nehemia is she's focused on the Elwee rebels. And so
Mm-hmm.
and she's young, right? So I think she maybe thinks that Nehemia is being self-centered.
Yeah.
When in reality, Nehemia is trying to push her more towards this like revolutionary thinking.
I mean, it's the classic sort of misunderstanding of like, I'm trying to protect you, you're trying to protect me, and so therefore we're both not going to be open and honest with each other, which is sort of like what this entire book ends up kind of being about.
Yeah.
This is an aside, but because we talked about our dear friend Fleetfoot just now in this chapter, I have decided that Fleetfoot is a Finnish Spitz. And so everyone should go look up what a Finnish Spitz looks like. But based off the description, that's fitting for me. And you can't tell me otherwise now.
I agree. I love Fleetfoot. Okay. Chapter 5, Celaena and Kay-Oal go for a freezing morning run and bond over the trauma of the people they've killed. Kay-Oal is still haunted by killing Cain, but Celaena reassures him that he acted with honor to save her life. Their tender moment is ruined by the arrival of Dorian and his creepy cousin, Lord Roland Haviliard, who immediately hits on the assassin. Roland had just been appointed to the council, and his oily charm screams villain in training. Gut reaction to Roland? I'm not a fan.
Do you think Roland will be a major player?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right now, fuck that guy.
Yes, based on the information I know, I'm not a fan.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't know anything. And Rick keeps making that face at me. So I don't know. Chapter 6, Dorian tries to rekindle his friendship with Celaena, but she pushes him away, leading to a late night hangout in Chaol's room instead. They discuss the death of Sam Cortland and Rourke Farron, peeling back the layers of Celaena's tragic past and Chaol's own heartbreak. On her way back to her room, Celaena encounters a terrifying animalistic creature in a dark cloak near the library. Her Eye of Elena amulet glows, proving that the castle's supernatural pest problem is far from over. What was Chaol's tragic past?
Before we get there, I do remember that. I was just want to say something I do remember being surprised about. I was like, oh, Rourke Farron's dead. Like I thought that was going to be a thing of hers. Like I thought she was going to go kill him, you know. But he's dead. Like you don't have to worry about it. He's gone.
Yeah, I was also surprised by that.
And so is Wesley. And so, like,
right.
major players in that whole
arc,
Aroban storyline from the Assassin's Blade are now like
just dead.
Yeah.
And I like that because to me that shows like the world is real outside of just our character. Like things are happening.
Things keep moving even when Celaena's not there.
Right. Yeah. Anywho, so Chaol's tragic past for the go ahead. Do you say something? Okay.
I was just going to explain it, but if you
go ahead, explain it, please do.
He was in love with a woman whose name begins with an L.
Lorelai.
Lorelai.
Right. Something along those lines. And Roland, good old our new friend Roland, decided that he was going to be a super big asshole and betted Chaol's love and did it in a way so that Chaol would walk in on them while they were together.
What a
Not great.
dick.
Not great.
Chaol thought he loved this woman, and then she went and slept with Roland the asshole, and Roland set it up. So now we have even more reason to dislike him.
Yeah, he's a real asshole.
Yep. Chapter 7. Spooked by the hallway monster, Celaena ventures down to the secret tomb and discovers a bronze door knocker that is alive and named Mort. And I gotta tell you, Mort is currently number 1 on my list of little guys.
Just a Jewish doorknob.
I fucking love Mort. He looks like the doorknob in Alice in Wonderland to me. I understand he's a door knocker and not a doorknob. I don't care. But he sounds like Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets.
Yeah, Mort is great.
I'm
the best.
Obsessed with him. Long live Mort.
I don't know how he hadn't made a short list of little guys before, because we had Fleetfoot on like the little guys, but we hadn't put Mort. I'm looking at Rick as I'm saying this. And now that name is also on my short list for if I get a second cat. Bartholomew.
Oh, that's a good name. That's a great
name. Mort and Bartholomew is like really good. I love that.
Right? What a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Incredible. All right. Mort sassily informs her that Queen Elena is resting, but left a message. A deadlier power is threatening the world, and Celaena must find its source. Celaena absolutely loses it, refusing to be a pawn for the gods and screaming at the magical door knocker for bringing up her parents. She storms off, completely done with everyone's cryptic prophecies. And again, it's like we're seeing this. It may seem like she is like, I just want to be me. Like I don't want to. I don't know, like she's young, but she's also like, I don't want to be a pawn of the king. I don't want to be a pawn of the gods. Oh, he's gone. He's in Sith mode. He's in.
Okay, the only person who's going to know what's happening is our dear friend Jamie, who is now watching us on YouTube, to know that Rick is changing the colors.
Thank you. I do a bad job of explaining the visuals. Yeah, so she's just like, I just want to do my own thing. I want to be free. Like, I don't want to have to serve all of these other people's interests, which, like, I understand. Usually that happens to somebody, like, later in their character arc, but I imagine that there's stuff from her past that makes her like that I just don't know yet. Chapter 8. No. Yes. Celaena drags Chaol into the city to accidentally bump into Archer Finn outside an exclusive tea court. Archer is stunned by how much Celaena has grown up, and the two engage in some heavy nostalgia-fueled flirting to lower his defenses. She secures a dinner date with him while Chaol stands nearby, seething with pure, unadulterated jealousy. It is a masterclass in manipulation, but the chemistry is dangerously real. Are you guys able to give your, do you remember your initial reactions to Archer?
My initial reactions to Archer were I didn't think he was going to play a big role for the most part. I thought she would do like a little bit with him, and maybe eventually, whatever, do this, just get information out of him and he'd be gone. I did not think he was anything, honestly. I did not give him any credit at all.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be like a simpering little like weenie of a dude when we're first introduced.
Bitch.
I also thought, okay, sure. I also thought too, when they talked about him being a courtesan, I thought he was dallying with the men at the court. And I quickly learned that no, he is there for the wives of the court. And so that's not what I had pictured in my head.
Wait, I thought it was the men.
I thought it was everybody.
Because he's talking about some of his former clients and they are men.
Yeah, I thought it was everybody.
Well, they specifically talked about him like visiting wives.
The wives, I remember that.
Yeah. And like the men being unhappy about his existence, basically.
I'm finding this out in real time.
Yeah. Well, anyways, it is whatevs, but you know, just as like proud queer woman here, I was like, yay, we love one who, like, we love a person for the people.
No. Yeah, I feel like every time Archer shows up, I feel different about him. So like when they first mention him, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be like some secret rebel guy. And then at this moment, I'm like, oh, he's like got Carrie and Swift energy. Like he's just gonna be like this sexy guy. And then like the next time we see him, I'm like, oh, this guy's an idiot. And then the time after that we see him, I'm like, oh, this guy sucks. And then like it just every time I see him, I feel differently about him. So like if you told me right now what happens with Archer later, no matter what you told me, I would believe you, because I've just like changed my mind about him literally every scene he's in.
We already have the sexy guy. His name is Dorian Havillard. Am I right, Jamie? Thank you.
Neither Dorian nor Chaol are the guy.
Dorian is my guy.
Okay, but neither of them are the guy in this book.
Again, you don't know what his other name is.
I don't know. I just know that neither of them are the guy.
Okay.
I feel very confident.
As you've said before, you've never been wrong about anything. I can't wait for the reckoning.
Have you not seen the memes?
Leave her alone.
I've seen some memes.
Let her live in her world.
Okay.
I don't believe either of them are the guy. Chapter 9, Celaena is stuck on guard duty at a state dinner watching Dorian and Roland charm the court ladies. She follows Dorian into the hall to warn him that his cousin is a manipulative snake, but they end up in a bitter argument about their past relationship. Later, she visits a maddened Kaltain in the dungeons who is hallucinating about flapping wings and dark forces. The castle is brimming with secrets and everyone is playing a dangerous game. This Kaltain shit is fascinating to me. Yes. First of all, Lord whatever
Duke Harrington.
Duke Harrington is like visiting her in the dungeon and assaulting her. It's terrible. She is clearly going through opium withdrawals and she is having some kind of like I don't want to use the word hallucinate. She's seeing past like the veil into whatever other thing is like that Celaena was able to see at the end of the last book. Again, the Maasverse is not kind to women, and all of the women are just doing their best with the shit hand they've been dealt. And I really feel for Kaltain.
I would argue, and like as you said, we already know like SJM is not kind to women. All of these women have really horrendous backstories, but I feel like Kaltain is the first character where we're like actually seeing it in real time.
Yes.
Where it's like, and like, yes, and like Celaena had Sam, and that was really horrific as well. But like Kelty and we're like actually seeing the abuse in real time,
Yeah.
and it's not stopping. Like this is going to go on, and that's like the first moment that's like, oh, shit can get really dark here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I can think of at least two other moments in this series where you're going to look back in this and be like, I wish it was that again.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah. Okay, chapter 10. Dorian and Chaol try to hide from Dorian's bratty brother, Holland, while Chaol stresses over Celaena's upcoming date. Celaena puts
Holland.
on a. What?
You got a ha in it. Holland.
Holland?
Holland.
I thought only Mort was Jewish.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Celaena puts on a scandalous backless scarlet dress that practically stops Chaol's heart before heading out to dine with Archer. They share an intimate, tension-filled carriage ride where Archer hints at his desire for freedom. Just as things get cozy, Celaena drops the act and bluntly tells him she's there to kill him. Chapter 11, Archer begs for his life and drops a massive bombshell. The rebel group is trying to put the dead Aelin Galathinius back on the throne. Celaena offers him a bargain to fake his death in exchange for intel, securing an invite to a shady masquerade ball. Later, she drops in on Chaol, leading to a heated argument where the stoic captain finally admits he worries about her because he cares. It is a classic enemies to lovers trope, unfolding right in front of a tapestry of his hometown, Aniel.
Aniel?
I've been pronouncing it Anil. That could be that could be a Rick thing. Rick's family, or Rick's, yeah, one of Rick's family's old, like, previous surnames before a marriage was Anil. So that's just how I pronounce it in my head.
Great.
They're Italian. They're Italian.
Great.
That's Sicily
Chaol's
right there.
Italian, Mort is Jewish, Aelin Galathinius is dead.
Pasta Milatska.
That's what we know at this point in the book. Rick and I are going to write a Bensonhurst to Brighton Beach rom-com.
I should have read this at the top. Hold on, everyone stop. I need to read the synopsis of the book. Where is it? Where are the stupid pictures? How far ago was this, guys?
I don't know. We talk a lot.
I know. Guys, we have a really robust group chat. And so trying to find stuff is sometimes it's a scroll process.
I found it. All right. So here's the plan. Everyone, we're just pausing real quick. So Amanda and I are going to write a book. We're going to co-write this book. We're going to take turns in different POV chapters. All right. The working title is When Pasta Meets Latke, a rom-com. When Anthony and Rachel met each other at Disney's Food and Wine Festival, it was love at first bite. But the dishes collide when she has to bring him to Passover, but he needs to bring her to Easter dinner. Will their love boil over, or will they create an amazing new plate? I can't wait to read. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We're going to write a dual POV, and Kim is going to be our editor and try to make it work.
I'm very
and
excited.
I have to do the series for when we're ready for it.
Right. And Kim is going to be like, how did I adopt these two grown children? Why are they making my life so difficult? Do you want to tell them about part 2 of the series, Kim?
I'm not sure I can find it quickly, but it's called Cantering Towards the Catering. And it is based off of the fact that I grew up in Rhode Island and Connecticut, and Rick always likes to claim that I rode horses growing up, which is a absolute falsehood.
So this is the obvious spin-off from Pasta Meets Latke, and Giovanni is just helping his Bensonhurst bestie, Anthony, while he caters his first big event, the Connecticut Equestrian Festival. But between serving plates of mozzarella and lasagna, he meets Jacqueline, the wealthy, talented heiress to the Aetna insurance fortune. Despite their differences, will their shared love for wild Italian stallions be enough to bring them together? I really think we've cornered the market.
Stallions?
You know?
It's so good.
We have a whole series, y'all.
Bensonhurst buddies.
Hold on a second. Just for just a minute, all right? There's like 8 million people in New York, okay? There's 200,000 people in Bensonhurst alone. If only a couple people buy this book, we might be able to like go on a trip somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, look, and that's not the only Italian neighborhood
Correct.
in Brooklyn. Like,
If we just call this the Brooklyn Bros or the Brooklyn Besties, like suddenly we have millions of people.
right. And if we need somebody to narrate the audiobook, I know a guy who does a really great Brooklyn accent. And he narrated Game Changer. Just kidding. It was terrible. Don't hire him.
Back to our book.
So one of the bartenders at Sound and Fury is a guy named Keith. And he and I have talked multiple times because he and multiple of his friends do actually do narration for audiobooks.
Hell
and
yeah.
one of his friends had done one of the big characters in the Fourth Wing series. So, guys, guess what? I actually know a Brooklyn dude.
You know a guy.
Hell yeah. Chapter 12. Dressed as a swan, Celaena infiltrates Davis's masquerade with Archer and breaks into his office, discovering an ancient book of word marks and a cryptic riddle. Davis catches her and slashes her with a Gloriella poison dagger, planning to torture her until she brutally ends his life. She escapes out a window and staggers through the city streets as the paralysis takes over her body. She barely makes it to Chaol's office before collapsing into unconsciousness. This shit is crazy. She's like becoming paralyzed. She's running through it somehow. I don't really know how far she's going. I also feel like sorry, my plant light's turned off because it's 6. I feel like I understand that she's like the greatest assassin of all time, but I am sort of wondering why this was so sloppy.
But and that's my point. Is she? Like, I feel like the multiple times we've seen her actually like assassinate somebody at this point, it feels like a 50-50.
Thank you. I feel similarly, but I don't want to say anything mean about her because I think Rick will stop being my friend.
No, I think she's amazing, but also like.
And apparently I'm not allowed to say that I don't think that Dorian is the greatest thing that's ever happened to Romantasy.
You'll get there.
I just like he's fine.
You'll get there.
He's not a refrigerator.
You'll get there.
Okay. Chapter 13, Chaol loses his absolute mind with panic, ripping Celaena's dress to find the wound and forcing the foul-tasting antidote down her throat. After a miserable night of vomiting, Celaena wakes up to a furious captain who promises to cover up the murder to protect her. However, he threatens to throw her in the dungeons if she ever scares the hell out of him like that again. It is a terrifying ordeal that proves Chaol's loyalty runs deeper than his vows to the king. Chapter 14. Armed to the teeth, Celaena explores the sprawling royal library and uncovers a secret ancient stairwell lined with fey carvings. Deep in the catacombs, she finds a massive iron door and slides her dagger underneath, only to see terrifying green gold animal eyes staring back from the darkness. Meanwhile, Dorian wakes from a nightmare to find frost lingering in his sealed room. This icy manifestation heavily hints that the Haviliard bloodline isn't entirely magic-free. So at this point, I'd like to make the prediction that he is ice and she is fire. That's the end of my prediction.
Sounds like those things go pretty well together.
I believe you. I'm not there with you yet. And to be fair, I wasn't like super, like at no point was I that crazy about Chaol either. I just liked him a little better than Dorian.
Okay.
Chaol.
I like saying his name.
Hey, Kim, did we get to that part yet with the dress or no? That you highlighted from your Kindle?
The part with
you texted me about the crossover thing.
Oh, have we gotten there yet?
I don't know, but you can just say it when you find it. All right, continue, Amanda, while she finds it.
I just thought the thing about like the catacombs under the library was really cool.
Yep.
I think it's really interesting, like all this whole like world that's built under the glass castle. And she does talk about, she was like, was that like because the carvings are fey and like the glass castle was built by the current king, that she's like, it seems like maybe this was here first and they built the castle on top of it, which I think is really interesting.
Yep.
Okay, so it is this chapter. Rick, thank you for that. And Amanda, you weren't there yet, so I had texted this to Rick. So she's going along the wall as she's going deep back into the library and, looking for the possible passage and, seeing all of the carvings on the bookcases and et cetera, and comes across a tapestry at some point and said, this tapestry woven from red thread so dark it
so dark
depicted nothing. And I was like, fucking shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that is the Christmas special crossover.
I clocked the same thing. That's so funny. I was like, is that the tapestry?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I did not catch that the first time around, but saw it this time and was like, oh, damn, she's, yeah.
Sarah, your mind. And that little thing in the Christmas special is like, it's just a little blip.
Yeah.
But I remembered it because it was like one of the few things I liked about the Christmas special.
And I had, so I've already, you're not going to remember, but now I remember. I had told you this when I was reading Crescent City. There's a scene in Crescent City where the main character is in like a library and she like bumps into books and she's reading the name of the books that are there. And one of the books is The Walking Dead.
Oh, and that's one of the books that she's reading here.
Yeah, that's the book that she finds. That's the book that she
finds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's also a show on AMC and
it's
a graphic
also
novel.
a comic first.
Back there somewhere. Yeah. Okay, chapter 15. The court is mesmerized by Rena Goldsmith.
Jewish.
Also Jew.
Rena Goldsmith. Still a Jew.
I explained to Rick why people with gold in their name are typically Jews. And that is, I'm saying this as a Jewish person, and that is because back in the day, last names had to do with professions. So somebody whose last name was Miller worked with mills. Somebody whose name is Smith worked as like a blacksmith or something. And Christians in medieval times were not permitted to be working with money because it was seen as dirty or, no, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
Yeah, it became a Jewish thing because it was seen as unclean, unmoral. And so Christians were not permitted to have those jobs or didn't want those jobs. And Jews weren't permitted to have most jobs. So they were forced into money lending, which then perpetuated that was a dirty Jewish job and that Jews were dirty and grubby. And now to this day, 500 years later, there's still this stereotype about Jews and money. And I just want to go on the record that you wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me. Like, it's just that this is the...
As a Jewish woman who is a teacher, Amanda is not someone with a lot of money.
Thank you. Rena Goldsmith, a singer who performs ancient forbidden songs about magic and the Fae right in front of the king. What a fucking badass. She does this, and I was like,
love her.
This bitch is gonna die, and I don't care. And if Sarah wants to write a new prequel about Rena Goldsmith, like a novella about her, I'd fucking read it.
Tell us about her 10-year career to get the invitation into the castle.
So cool.
Like, absolutely.
So cool. The music moves Celaena to tears, and Kay-Oal secretly holds her hand under the table. Dorian witnesses this tender moment and realizes they have true feelings for each other, prompting the prince to finally let her go. I'll believe that when I fucking see it. The beauty of the night is shattered when the cruel king has Rena and her companion brutally executed in the dungeons for their defiance. And as he's killing her, she's continues to list the names of the people that he killed. It is just, it's so good.
Yes.
I love
science. We love it.
Something that I really love about stories is when you get a character like this in a book or in a movie or in a TV show who's only there for like a brief moment, but makes such a powerful impact and really contributes to the world. And I really love Rena Goldsmith.
Yeah.
Chapter 16. Nehemia corners Celaena about her bloody job, forcing the assassin to confess her biggest secret. She hasn't actually killed anyone on the king's list. To prove her trust, Celaena shows the princess the secret tomb where they discover a hidden eye carved into the wall that perfectly matches the word mark riddle. Mort, the door knocker, is as unhelpful and sassy as ever, but Nehemia agrees to teach Celaena how to read the ancient magical marks. Celaena also gets a letter from Archer filled with names of potential rebel conspirators. Chapter 17. Stuck on guard duty in the freezing cold during a royal ball, aboard Celaena begins waltzing by herself in the moonlight. Because remember, our girl Celaena really loves music. Chaol catches her, but instead of scolding her, he steps up and asks her to dance. This leads to a flawlessly synchronized, breathtakingly romantic waltz where Celaena finally realizes she is home. Dorian watches them from inside while Nehemia Nehemia cryptically taps his chest, warning him that an ancient power is sleeping in his heart and preparing to awaken.
And that should be there for him. She got him.
Yeah. Chapter 18. Dorian attends a council meeting and utterly loses his temper when his slimy cousin Roland proposes expanding the brutal Calicula labor camp. So Nehemia had kind of like told him this was coming.
Yeah.
She told him this was coming and was like, you have to fight against it.
Right.
And he was like, what? So then he's in the council meeting and Roland is like, let's expand the labor camp. Dorian storms out in a rage and punches a stone wall, watching in shock as the stone cracks and the window shatters with a perfect circle of untouched space around him, confirming that he has magic. Later, an oblivious Celaena raids the kitchen for chocolate cake, hanging out with a sleeping Chaol. She bumps into the haunted, panicked prince in the hallway, but he refuses to tell her what's wrong. He said he was looking for Nehemia.
Yeah. I believe him. He's probably freaking out. Like,
and at this moment, I was like, Dorian is Nehemia's guy. And I liked that. And now I'm sad. I wanted that to be the thing.
I was worried about this because as we're watching him obviously developing some kind of power here with the ice, but the whole like circle around him thing felt very Tamlin-esque. And so when like that first happened and I read that, and I obviously read this on the heels of ACOTAR, I was like, ugh, like that doesn't feel good to me.
Yeah. Chapter 19. The king orders Chaol to secretly guard Nehemia due to an anonymous death threat, forcing the captain to hide the danger from Celaena. Is he forced to? He just chooses to. Later, the royal carnival arrives, the night circus.
Oh, God.
And Celaena comes face to face with Baba Yellowlegs.
Pause.
Which,
go ahead. Talk.
I think it's a stupid name, and Rick says
it is a stupid name. I never disagreed with you. Kim, if you remember, I said this is the worst name I've ever heard in my life over the summer when I was reading this. However, it isn't a stupid name because like her surname isn't Yellowlegs. She is of the Yellowlegs clan. And there are 3 clans, Yellowlegs, Blackbeak, and Iron Teeth, right? So everyone's name is like
Yellowlegs is an Iron Teeth witch.
She has Iron Teeth, but she's not of the Iron Teeth clan.
She's not part of the Iron Teeth clan. Okay.
Yeah, so their names are like Jessica Iron Teeth or whatever.
Got it. I still think Yellowlegs is a stupid name for the clan.
Sure. No, yeah, you're not wrong. It's a dumb name. You just forget about it later.
She has like
chicken
yellow
legs.
chicken legs.
Right. So my beef with her is actually not that. My beef with her is that she sure sounds like Baba Yaga. And again, I'm like, Sarah, have you been reading some Jewish folklore? And I know Baba Yaga is like generally Russian and Eastern European, but she's ours. Hi, Bartholomew.
Bartholomew has made an appearance.
Hey, bud. And you may recall that there's like in ACOTAR, there's a Miriam and there's like a parting of the Red Sea that happens. So like we know that Sarah is really interested in all sorts of folklore. And so I'm just saying Baba Yellowlegs with her little yellow chicken legs is Baba Yaga to me.
That's totally fair.
Anyway, she's an Iron Teeth witch with literal metal teeth who senses her secrets. Dorian tries to distract them by gifting Chaol a priceless Assyrian stallion for his birthday. Great gift. Love a horse. Although Chaol is reluctant to accept it, despite the generous gift, the looming dread of the witch and her cryptic prophecies is impossible to shake. Go ahead.
This one's only for Kim. I'm so sorry. Kim, what was the horse you got?
The Assyrian stallion?
Yes. Who were the bad guys in Crescent City?
Like
the Astari.
The big bad? The Astari. Yeah, okay.
You may continue.
But also, Amanda, aren't you so glad that you read The Assassin's Blade first? Because now you understand the reference to the Assyrian stallion.
Yeah, I am. Chapter 20, Frustrated by Riddles, Celaena tries to fit the Eye of Elena amulet into the tomb's secret wall, but absolutely nothing happens, earning her more mockery from Mort. I love Mort.
I will have to say, I'm really happy about that because I was like, oh, come on, of course this is the thing. And it wasn't. I was like, oh. It
Yeah,
wasn't the thing.
Agreed. I was like, that's too easy. Defeated, she returns to bed and suffers through her recurring haunting nightmare of the white stag and the dark ravine of her past. So we get just like a glimmer. So we had the stag at the end of Assassin's Blade, is obviously like the symbol of Terracin. Is that how I say it?
Terracine.
Terracine.
Oh, I've been calling Terrasan. It doesn't matter. Terracine, Terrasan.
Great.
Terrasan.
And she's talking about like when her land was taken and the ravine and all like having to survive. The next morning, Chaol arrives for training, only to find her missing from her room. Nehemia reveals the assassin has fled the city for the day to mourn the 10th anniversary of her parents' Mort.
Rip.
Chapter 21, Chaol goes for a solitary run, deeply disturbed by the revelation that Celaena was only 8 years old when she witnessed the butchering of her family in Terracin. Meanwhile, Celaena spends the day mourning her parents in the woods, flashing back to the day in Endovir where she snapped and brutally slaughtered the overseers with a pickaxe in a desperate suicide attempt. She returns to the castle exhausted and traumatized, but finds Chaol waiting in her room with chocolate cake and quiet comfort. They share a deeply emotional embrace, breaking down the final walls between them as Celaena admits she is grateful her dark path led her to him.
Is this where she explains that scene in Endovir?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is fucking awesome.
It's so intense.
Yeah, like obviously we know she didn't die. Like it's just telling the past story, but like it's crazy. It's like crazy how good that scene is. Like knowing she wasn't gonna die, but like still like so tense. Reaching the wall, essentially just killing the people and just fucking just murking everybody.
Yeah.
So here's my one thing and question about this. And Amanda, I know you haven't read this book, even though we're supposed to be required to read it. But there is a similar scene and setup in Mistborn, with one of the main characters in that book, Kelsier, who also has a similar break and a similar
It's Kelsey A.
Yeah, what else? I'm curious, and I don't know the answer to it, of like which one came first. And not that it necessarily matters, but like because we are in the epic fantasy world here, and these scenes ends up actually being like really fucking similar if you read them both. I'm just kind of curious if one sort of took interest and inspiration from the other.
Yeah, Miss Mort came out in 2006. So
yeah,
that came out first.
I mean, yeah, it also reminds me of some like historical stories that I've heard from both the United States and Germany. So, I mean, I think it's a cool trope, micro trope.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the epic scene when Anakin Skywalker goes to the village of the Sand People and just kills all of them. He killed the kids and the women.
It's fair.
Chapter 22.
I know about you.
We didn't talk about Chaol. Okay. I'm not going to spend much time on this episode defending Chaol because I'm mad at him. I do want to state for the record that I believe that he is redeemable. I don't think he's the guy, but I wish him well, and I don't think we're done with him. And I think he's going to do his own thing, and he's going to remain important. And I wish repair for him and Celaena.
And maybe change his last name for Rowan.
Kind of like Akatar here. Like, there might be lots of guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also like, if he's not the guy for her, like, can he be like how I was like, can Dorian be the guy for Nehemia? Like, there's a lot of characters here. Like, can we? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I really liked that Chaol chose the way that he was like, she's dealing with this really heavy thing. He just like held space for her and brought her cake. And I really liked that. That's how I would want to be treated on that day. So I really appreciated that level of emotional intelligence from a refrigerator. Chapter 22, Dorian scours the royal library for answers about his magical bloodline, reading about Gavin, Elena, and the fallen Galathinius family. Overwhelmed by his repressed power and his lingering heartbreak over Celaena, the prince accidentally unleashes his magic, sending dozens of books exploding off the shelves. Meanwhile, Celaena dresses in a stunning crystal-beaded gown and takes Chaol out for a surprise birthday dinner. She brings him to a magically lit rooftop greenhouse overlooking the Avery River, recreating the Fey Garden from his favorite song and completely taking his breath away. I thought this
And
sounded
and they had soup. Literal soup.
literal soup.
Not figurative
His
soup.
favorite
Boar
literal
soup.
Boar soup. That's the next chapter.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 23, on the greenhouse balcony, Celaena confesses her most dangerous secret to Chaol. She hasn't killed a single person on the king's list and is faking their deaths. Chaol loses his mind with terror for her safety, but ultimately promises to give up his position as captain of the guard to run away with her. And I just want to say, like, his loyalty here is to her. It's not to the cause. And I'm not really sure she knows what her cause is, but I think she's starting to recognize that the cause is bigger than just her. And I don't think that he's on board with the cause.
This was the first scene when I read these books because I was like, Team Chaol all the way. And then we got to the scene and I was like, oh, I don't know if I trust Chaol.
Yeah.
And not because he's not trustworthy necessarily, but because like there's sort of just like a mismatch of understanding and values and etc.
Yeah. I think their values just don't align in that way. There is a moment here. This is like the one thing from this book that I did highlight where he's like so overwhelmed by like that she's done this for him and that she's like remembered all of his favorite food and is like throwing this dinner for him. And I don't remember whose POV it is, but they say, how long had it been since he felt cherished? And I just thought that was really sweet. And I just want everyone to have good things happen to them. And I don't know why I keep reading books where that's not what's happening. Okay.
That's we'll stop.
Overwhelmed by his unwavering loyalty, Celaena kisses him and they passionately make their way back to her bedroom. They finally cross the line from friends to lovers, spending the night tangled in the sheets and waking up blissfully happy in each other's arms.
We got
closed
some
door.
soup.
Fade black.
Yep. But there is a soup sighting.
Soup is in the vicinity.
Yep.
It's on the menu.
It's on the menu. Chapter 24, Dorian sneaks back to the carnival to bribe Baba Yaga for answers about his emerging magic. The terrifying Iron Teeth Witch hints that the forgotten powers still work, but warns that anyone who discovers they have magic would be a fool to reveal it. And then like his cousin shows up and is like, why are you talking to her? And he's like, Elsewhere, Celaena tracks Archer's rebel targets to the docks, only to find they are being smuggled out of Rifthold on a ship. This is, again, like every time Archer shows up, I'm like, I feel different about him. Archer intercepts her, confessing his contacts organized the escape to save the men's families, which leaves Celaena wondering if the rebels are actually the good guys. Chapter 25, Chaol is hopelessly distracted by his new romance, a fact Celaena takes full advantage of by pulling him into a broom closet for a steamy makeout session between his meetings. Later, Celaena gushes to Nehemia about her happiness, but the mood shatters when the princess reveals the king is threatening to massacre more Elwë rebels. Nehemia begs Celaena to help her raise an army and free her kingdom, but a traumatized Celaena refuses to risk the king's wrath or start a hopeless war. They engage in a brutal friendship-ending argument where Nehemia calls her a coward, prompting Celaena to storm out in a blind rage. This sucks.
Sucks.
It's going to suck more even soon.
Chapter 26. In the secret tomb, Elena and Nehemia share a cryptic, ominous conversation, revealing the princess is setting up a tragic catalyst to force Celaena to embrace her destiny. She says, like, that, like, it has to be her because he isn't ready. Like, she says something like that.
That
like
actually, I forgot and might have skimmed over that. However, that makes an unbelievable amount of sense, and that is probably exactly what she said.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if she says he isn't ready or the prince isn't ready.
I guarantee you she said he isn't ready. Or what? Okay. What was the other thing he could have said?
The prince isn't ready. Like if she specifies who he is.
It doesn't matter. It's either one is fine.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like she's obviously talking about Dorian. Okay,
Wow, really? That early? That's crazy. Okay.
this is so annoying. That you guys have read this book. It's terrible, and I hate it. During a royal hunt, the king privately tells Chaol that Nehemia will be interrogated the next night, warning him to guard the room and keep it a secret. Chaol debates telling Celaena, but decides to keep it quiet to protect her
Stupid
from the
fuck.
king's dangerous suspicions. Later that night, while taking a walk in the garden to clear his head, Chaol is ambushed from behind, drugged, and kidnapped. It's unclear to me, like, how long there actually is in between these things. When I read it, I was like, this was a really long time for him to keep this secret for her. But now that I'm looking at the notes, it's just like the same day. I'm less mad at him knowing it was the same day, but he should have told her.
I think it's a couple. I thought they said it was a week
I thought it
in the
was a
later.
bit, yeah. I thought it was a
But
decent
still,
amount of
but I
time.
also like. I don't blame him. Like, if he's captain of the guard, like, why should he be telling his girlfriend shit that's happening? You know,
Well,
if he's like,
the
we're taking
main
care of it, have it.
yeah, but the main thing she gets mad about is, well, we haven't even got there yet, is Nehemia. Like she
Right.
didn't tell him that there was a threat in her life. That was the thing.
Right. He's known that for a long time.
That's the one. That's the thing that's really the thing that she cared about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hear that, but I also like, again, knowing his position and at this moment in time not necessarily thinking that the king is bad or the whole royal family is bad or all these things. It's like, but if he thinks he's doing his job,
Yeah.
Well, he
I'm not going home and being like, "Hey Bartholomew, let me tell you every little tiny detail of."
You don't do that?
Yeah, okay, I do.
but in
Yeah,
like
I guess I keep expecting him to not be the captain of the King's Guard, and I keep forgetting that he is.
Right.
but the problem is, well, let's get there, because in like a chapter or two, that it was it was laid out that way purposely.
Yeah.
You know.
So, chapter 27, Celaena wakes up alone and annoyed, spending her day hunting Archer's targets and waiting for Chaol to return. He misses dinner and doesn't show up by 10 o'clock. Her annoyance morphs into sheer panic and she sprints to his quarters. She finds a ransom note pinned by his sword demanding she come to a slum warehouse alone or the rebels will dump the captain's body in the river. All of Celaena's restraints snap and an icy, lethal calm takes over as she straps on her weapons, ready to butcher whoever took her man.
The thing I want to
Chapter,
highlight, wait, real quick, just because again, because you read it, during this whole thing, she's like, "No, not again," and she's thinking about
yes.
Sam. You know, like
Yeah.
she's like, "I can't have this happen again." So she's freaking out, and like we understand that,
Yeah.
you know. So
I'm going to say something, but I'll say it in two chapters. So, chapter 28, Celaena arrives at the warehouse armed to the teeth and makes a cinematic lethal entrance by vaulting through a second story window. This chapter is like extreme Kill Bill vibes for me. She transforms into a whirlwind of steel and blood, effortlessly slaughtering her way through the rebel guards to reach a beaten and chained Chaol. Before she can execute the remaining men, Archer throws himself in the crossfire, revealing he is actually a leader of the rebel movement. Archer drops a devastating bombshell. Nehemia is his co-leader. The interrogation is a hit, and Chaol knew about the threat to the princess's life without warning them. And the reason the rebels have all this information is because Nehemia has been taking the information from Celaena, giving it to Archer and the rebels.
yep.
Chapter 29, realizing Nehemia is about to be assassinated, Celaena discards her heavy weapons and goes into a blind, desperate sprint across Rifthold. She pushes her body to the absolute limit, vaulting garden walls and ignoring the castle guards, fueled entirely by pure terror. She reaches Nehemia's hallway and explodes through the locked wooden door, praying to the gods that she is in time to save her. Instead, she finds the guards slaughtered and the room painted in blood, with Nehemia's broken, lifeless body lying on the bed. And what I texted you guys after I read this was, in Assassin's Blade, Nehemia is betrayed by her friend and her boyfriend is killed. And now she is betrayed by her boyfriend and her friend is killed. And I
Selena,
imagine that feels.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did I say?
you said Nehemia.
Oh.
Yeah,
And I imagine that's how it feels. And that really sucks for her.
I was genuinely shocked. I could not believe she died.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like when they were fighting, I was like, oh.
I mean, I thought there was going to be an oh moment, but like not a you're dead moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
didn't
know,
think so.
like
I mean, I feel like they had worked her up too much, and there was too much about like the LV rebels
Right,
and like
yeah.
all these sort of plot lines that were coming together where it was just like she is too important
Yeah.
for SJM to just like cut her off this quickly.
Yeah. I like wasn't shocked, but I was sad, I guess. I was sad, but like I don't know, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I didn't not think it was going to happen, if that makes sense. I've stopped trying to make predictions because whenever I talk about this book, Rick gives me a face that I don't like. So
Oh, I have good faces. I
most
know
of the
that
time,
face.
not when I talk about this book, then you give me the face and you say these things and it's just, they don't like it. So I've stopped
In
making
6 books, you're going to find out that.
Speaking of
You ain't seen
faces,
nothing yet. I know. I've
I was
only read like 600 pages and there's like 3,000 more. I know.
I was walking around the building the other day, and Annie says, "Hey, you got new glasses? I like them. They make you look smart." And my question was, "How did I look before?"
Smart.
And whatever. You ain't seen nothing yet, bro. Just wait. Okay. um, all right. So, what do you think so far? You read part one. You read the Queen's Champion,
Queen's
Amanda.
champion.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's intense. I don't know where we're going from here. I'm sure she's gonna really go off on Chaol. You've already told me that she tells him he's her enemy. I was like, I haven't read that yet.
I thought it was in that part.
And I like Chaol might be her enemy, but I don't think we're done with him. I don't think she's going to kill him. I think he's going to stick around. I think other stuff's going to happen. I don't know. But I hope that this radicalizes Chaol and makes him realize how fucked up the system he works for is. I certainly believe that Dorian is starting to be radicalized in that way. Around his magic and around what was happening with the labor camps. I imagine Nehemia's death is going to have an impact on him as well. And I think it's probably going to, you know, like I've said, like broaden the worldview for Celaena, where she has to start realizing this is bigger than her.
All right. So we'll wrap this part up. You had brought it up. So you said that Nehemia had said to Elena, "It has to be her because he or the prince isn't ready for what?
Elena said that to Nehemia.
Whatever. Yeah.
To save the world.
Okay. Sure.
To like accept their magic and save the world and bring magic back to the world. I don't know.
Okay.
It's something about magic because Celaena obviously has magic or else she wouldn't be interacting with all these things. And we know that Dorian has magic. And
sorry.
go ahead.
What's gonna be like? Where does this book go? Like, where are we gonna? What's the thing now?
What happens next?
Yeah.
I just told you what I think happens next. I
I'm
don't
so
know like
sorry.
event that happens
Okay.
next. I just
Sure.
like I know how this is going to change the characters, but like what event happens next, I don't fucking know. There's going to be
Are we
another
done with?
secret pass. There's
Are we
going to
done
be
with the
another
king?
secret passage. We're not done with the
Are we
king.
done with Lord Farquaad? What's his name?
The cousin?
No.
Parrington.
Are we done with Duke Parrington in
He
this book?
hasn't really been in this. He hasn't really been in this book, but I
Oh.
think he has to get because this is a Sarah J. Maas book. So I think he has to get his comeuppance for what he's doing to Caltaine.
Does Caltine come back in this book? Archer. Those are my last questions.
Yeah, no, like I said with Archer, like you could tell me anything about Archer and I would believe you. Like my arc with him has been like, oh, he's like the leader of the rebels. Oh, he's just like a pretty boy. Oh, he's a coward. Oh, he's a fucking snake. Oh, he's the leader of the rebels. So I really don't know.
Okay.
I don't feel like I know enough about him to say where he's going because I feel like every scene he's been in has been so different. I hope he stabilizes soon. I'm getting whiplash. What was the other thing you asked about? Oh, Duke, Parrington, Caltaine. Yeah, I think all these people are. I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done with anybody.
All right. Okay.
Except Nehemia, because she's dead.
She's dead. And I will
This
tell
man
you.
died 3 books ago, and we keep talking about him. So
Right.
I think we're going to talk about Nehemia for a long time.
That's a good point. This is the point where we say what you're reading. And I've got a stopwatch here.
How long am I allowed to talk?
Until I say stop. But you can see how.
No, you need to give me, like, I need to understand where I'm going.
You have a combined 90 seconds.
To talk about everything I'm reading?
To talk about the fucking gay hockey book.
Okay.
All right. You two may start.
Okay. My sister had surgery this week, and I finally sat down and binged all of Heated Rivalry with her. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved all the memes. I love the actors. I love the way the show is done. It's incredible. But I'm going to talk about the book. I read the first book, which is Game Changer. I listened to the audiobook. The voice of Kip in the audiobook is... Ooh, she's real bad.
You have a combined 90 seconds. That's the two of you. Go ahead. You're wasting time.
Okay. The voice is bad, but 3.5 stars. I think if I had read it, it probably would have been a 4. I really liked Kip and Scott's story, and I knew where it was going because of the show. But man, Kip deserves better than that voice. I don't know, Kim, do you have anything to add about Heated Rivalry? I'm going to read the second one next.
Love it. I don't think Pam's going to make it this far into our episode, but if she does, we, all of us who went to the Berkshires last month, bullied Pam into watching the series finally. And Pam texted me separately and was like, I didn't really get it until episode 5.
Episode 5 was the moment.
Right. And then she's like, then I was all in. And then yesterday she texted and she was like, I rewatched the entire series and now I love it from the beginning to the end.
You have to reheat. You get to episode 5 and then episode 6 is incredible.
Great. That was amazing. Amazing. What else are we reading?
I have also listened to The Kiss Quotient, which was mid. I really wanted to love it and I didn't. And I read In the Weeds, which I liked a lot. And I am currently reading Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which is like, a lot of the reviews for it are like, it's not really a romance. And I'm like, that's fine. It's kind of like The Wedding People, where like there is a romance, but it's like the subplot, and the plot is really interesting. So I'm fine with it. I'm having a good time. And I'm going to listen to the second book in the Game Changers series next.
How long is the book?
How long is what?
Gay hockey?
How long is the show? It's 6 45-minute episodes.
The book?
Well, it's like 9 books.
Okay, well, I don't know. The first one. Are they short?
The audiobook? The audiobook is 10 hours.
No, I want to read it. I'd read it.
You'd read it?
Should I watch the show?
Yes.
No.
The book is 400 pages. But I really think you just watch the show. You don't have to read the book. Just watch the show.
For those of you who are listening or watching, I have nothing. It's not the gay hockey part. That's why I don't want to read it. It's because of them. It's these two. They talk too much about it.
Yeah, but then you love the new hotness, dude.
Liar told you that.
But you guys just shut up.
Will you come to my cottage this summer?
I'm coming to the cottage.
I fucking hate you both.
Be so nice. We could have a week, maybe 2.
Kim, what are you reading?
Don't go back to Russia.
Don't go.
Oh my God, stop. Does it work?
I have been unwell this week, so I have not read a ton. I read our books. It was great. I read the things that we were supposed to read. And I have continued on a few more chapters into Crown of Midnight, so I'm closer to finishing that. And I read the secondary book that Rick and I may or may not talk about at some point that Amanda's not going to join us on. So I did read that whole book, and I read the whole fucking book.
You went up at 30%.
And it felt a little bit like a fever dream, which is kind of my entire week. So that was that. But I'm still like, I've got Dungeon Crawler Carl out there. Like, I'm still like book 6 on that now. So my reads don't sound fun because I just kind of keep reading the same series and keep saying the same things that I've been saying for weeks. But I'm doing the thing.
I have what?
I said, Rick, what are you reading?
I finished Crown of Midnight. So I finished that early this week, or the whole thing in like 3 days. Yeah, and then I read The Snow Queen's Heir. Name drop it. And me and Kim might review it. I haven't decided yet. A fever dream is a good word for it. I didn't completely hate it. That wasn't mean, right?
We have nice things to say about it.
I have nice things to say about the book. However, I'm very much looking forward to reading Hot for Slayer today, which is an Allie Hazelwood novella that's like 98 pages. So,
and then the fan fiction follow up, Hot Fur Slayer, which
right.
I accidentally texted earlier.
Also known as
and Allie would
Mate.
write, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Your homework is to finish Crown of Midnight.
Thanks, friends.
Bye.
Bye.